My name is Mike Cook. I'm our plant operations manager here at the Independence Mental Health Institute. And then I also take care of the museum. We are currently standing on the third floor of the Reynolds Building, which was the first building built here. They started construction on it in 1868. So where we're standing now would have been one of the Mayo wards many, many years ago. The history of the hospital is really pretty fascinating. It's going on 150 years. It's been here a long time. It's always been owned by the state. It's always been, a state mental hospital. We're the second state mental hospital in Iowa. Mount Pleasant was the first. And it's been its purpose. It's gone through several different changes over the years, as far as treatments and that type of thing. But the hospital has always continued, to serve some of the best care that the mentally ill could have. It's always kind of been a catch-all. It houses a lot of the very seriously mentally ill that, that other places are not capable of housing or handling. Up until the 1800s, there really wasn't a hospital to serve the mentally ill. And it was looked upon much differently then than it's looked upon today. A lot of times your relatives would simply lock you in an attic bedroom or a basement room, or you would be dumped off like at a county poor farm or something. But the conditions you lived in were horrible. They were never very good. There wasn't any place you could get any kind of help or any place that you would even be treated with respect or dignity. Dr. Thomas Kirkbride is a very interesting, very fascinating person, and he was able to come up with his design, his Kirkbride architecture. So his view was, you built this huge, big, beautiful building, this big castle almost, out in the middle of the country. Most of them, all of them, were basically built in the country because that gave you the opportunity to have farmland and you could have like crops and animals, but it also gave you the opportunity to have like nature trails and this type of thing. So that was kind of all of his idea was you would take these people who life has not been very kind to or treated very well. And you would put them in this huge, big castle, and you would treat them with respect and dignity. The museum tells a lot, honestly. One of the most important things I think is the museum really paints a picture of the patients. And everything is from the nearly 150 years the hospital's been here. Being in maintenance, obviously, we're in every little nook and cranny and everywhere, so we're always finding things. A lot of the dressers, a lot of the furniture the patients made, a lot of artwork. A lot of the artwork has been done by the patients. We've always had a real big activities program for the patients from the beginning, and we still do today. And things are set up, each room is kind of set up in its own thing. So kitchen display, all the old kitchen utilities, and at the height of our population, we had over 1,800 patients. So, cooking was quite a chore. Some of the different treatments that were done here, the electric shock treatment, for example, the first electric shock treatment that was used here, that's on display here. We also have 2 trocars that were used during the transorbital lobotomies when that kind of took place through the 1940s and 50s. Medical equipment, from the lab and the pharmacy, and also that was just used in the exam rooms. Big library display. We have a lot of the books that were originally used back in the 1860s and 1870s that were here. So it's a wide range, but it all centers around the hospital and the patients and how it's changed over the nearly 150 years that it's been here. History in general is just extremely important for everybody to know. History always kind of repeats itself, and we need to know our past and our history, and learn from that to try to move forward and learn what worked and what didn't work and what methods were the best and what types of treatments really had the greatest effect and that kind of stuff, because, mental illness isn't going to go away, as same as with any kind of major, illness. And we can learn from that and come up with better treatments and better ways to deal with that to help those people cope and have a more positive, productive life.